everyone. This is Katie from Y Summit. I'm the senior project manager at our company at Y Summit. I'm currently in Slovakia. The time is 5 p.m., so it's actually very dark. And the virtual timing and the virtual space is allowing me to be joined by the wonderful Joe Stalder. And he is the author of a very wonderful book, and he's going to tell you all about that. I've been working and collaborating with Joe ever since I started working for Y Summit. He's one of our speakers at our events. He's a very passionate individual, and he's here to tell us more about his book he's been working on the past almost 2 years. And that's a book for project management for drug developers. It's a book that I should have written and I should have known about ages ago when I started working at this space. So please, Joe, if you could actually introduce yourself a little bit before I ask you some interesting questions about your book.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for having me on. And I give credit to you and to Y Summit for enabling me to put this book together, because as the editor, it was one of my responsibilities to pull together a group of contributors, a group of experts that could write the sections of the book. And it was through the Y Summit's conferences that I met these contributors. And so I definitely appreciate all that Y Summit has done for us.
Thank you, likewise.
And I'm happy to talk about the book. It's been, it's been a year and a half in the making, and it's been a great project, a lot of fun, and it's finally coming to a product and available for sale. And I actually haven't received a physical copy of it. I'm waiting to see that, but everything is there, the table of contents and all the authors that I'd like to talk about today, and the vision for the book.
Well, first of all, congratulations. And I'm very excited to actually hopefully hold the book too. And hopefully the Amazon, where the book is going to be available to also, will be able to ship it to Slovakia. We're at the end of the world. So hopefully we can. But please, if I can ask you a few questions about the book. Probably the most important to ask you, why this book? Why did you decide to write it?
You know, it's funny. I never thought I would be involved in putting together a book, but going back about 10 or 12 years at the beginning of my project management career, I bought all the books that were available in project management in biopharma, and there were 4 or 5 books back then. And over that time, over the past decade, there's been no new books. And so nowadays, when I pick up one of those books and start reading through and try to find information, a lot of the references are outdated. The content is using case studies that are no longer relevant. So I wrote to the publisher and asked, is there any chance you would version up one of these books? And publisher said, no, the author is not interested, but would you be interested in writing a new book? And so I kind of thought about it for a month. And again, through the Y Summit's meetings, I felt like I could bring together a group of experts to put together the book. And so I took it on, and that was a year and a half ago. And during that time, during the past year and a half, I've been meeting with our group of contributors every month. And we talk about, what topics we're going to put in, what messages we want to have, and how we flow this through the entire book. So it's one storyline. And that's been, a great discussion, great group of people, and happy to now have it available for release.
I was able to actually meet some of the authors because they do come and speak at our events. They're incredibly passionate and knowledgeable. I do know them, but it doesn't mean that other people know. So please, who are the other authors? Can you share with us, please?
Yeah. So first, Mark Christopoulos, he's an strategy execution consultant based in the Bay Area. We have Henri Cruceo, who works at Santin in France. We have Camille Maraz, who works at UCB in Brussels. Norbert Leinfeller, who is given some keynotes at the Y Summit's conferences. He's the head of the PMO at Element Science in the Bay Area. Harik Miller is a colleague of mine. She now works at Gilead Sciences. Rhonda Peck, she's at Cook Biotech, and she wrote the chapter on drug device development. And then Dave Pendorf, who works at Planisware, he's a life science PPM practice head. He wrote the chapters on technology. And then we had some help from Corky Lavelli, who reviewed the entire book, gave us feedback on the entire book, and Scott Babler, who was an author on one of the previous books. He wrote the preface for us. So great list, great lineup of experts, and they were able to share their thoughts, their experiences, their best practices, and put all these together into one cohesive package in this book.
These people are very incredible and very passionate. They've been very big names in the community of PPM. So I'm very, very glad to know actually most of them. And the ones I don't, they should definitely come to our event. um, before actually, I think this is a question that people are, wanting to know as they're listening to us. Could you please give us a sneak peek on some of the topics that are going to be covered in the book?
Yeah, and that's some of the highlights here. We have three parts of the book. The first part is setting the foundation for what does project management do in drug development. So we start with an overview of drug development. We talk about project management's place in drug development and the various roles a project manager can play. And that's through development PMs, regulatory, CMC, and on and on. We talk about project teams and the role of a project manager in managing the dynamics of a project team. We talk about the PMO, the project management office, and the project manager's role on the project management office. And then project portfolio management, we describe what project portfolio management is and how project managers provide information into managing a portfolio. Then part two, these is contemporary topics in drug development. And here we have a chapter on agile project management and how it can be applied to drug development. We have a chapter on how to manage international projects because a lot of our projects are becoming international these days. We have a chapter on managing combination drug device projects and the complexities around that with the regulatory reviews. Then two chapters on technology. First on how technology can help project managers now and in the future. And then the second chapter on how to pick the best project management information system to fit current needs. Then we have three chapters on creating plans. The first one is at the asset level, so creating an asset development plan. The second one is creating an indication level clinical development plan. And then the third one is creating a market application submission. So this could be an NDA or an MAA. And then we finish off the book with a third part. This is about GridAll, which is a comprehensive framework for managing projects. And through Y Summits, we've given presentations on this in the past, and we'll put a link in the comments below. In this chapter, we have an introduction to GridAll, and then we describe each of the components: goals, risks, issues, decisions, actions, lessons learned. And we have tools and templates and best practices in each of those chapters.
Thank you for sharing all of the sneak peek, but I have to tell you that Griddle is something that I really, really remember because it was it was a live session that we did together in our platform that we have for all of the PPM professionals out there. And let me tell you, I had no idea what I was doing because if there was a book like yours out there then 2 years ago, I would have read it. I would have known what I was doing. I was just trying my best at that time. But please, the content is available. So we're gonna share where you can find the Griddle content if you'd like to have a little sneak peek. And we're gonna actually we're gonna tell you where to find it. But I wish this book was out way before because I had no idea. This book covers everything. And just listening the topics that are included there, the chapters, I think it's going to be very beneficial for everyone involved in the business of pharma to have the copy.
And I'm happy you say that because this is the audience that we were intending is someone like you, someone who knows a bit about drug development, who wants to learn more about project management. And we have really two audiences. One is that people who have been in drug development for a long time who want to pivot or learn more about project management. The other is for people who have been project managers for a long time. They've been, seasoned veteran project managers, and they just want a reference book for certain things that they might not do very often. But say, for example, creating a target product profile or creating a clinical development plan. They just want to be able to pick up a book and read through some of the best practices and then apply it back to their job.
I'm gonna do that.
It's so we're hoping that it's 80% practice and 20% theory, and we'd like to be able to have the audience come away with some useful tidbits. So I think the book is unique. It first sets a foundation of the information that all project managers should know in drug development, and then it describes some of the key interfaces that project managers encounter through these stages of drug development, and that's unusual. That's unique to a lot of the project management books that I've seen. And then we offer some best practice solutions for some of the common challenges that we see nowadays. And that's what's different about the books that were available 12 years ago. Challenges now are slightly different. We work in a hybrid world. We work on a lot of international projects. There's more device management. There's new techniques like Agile. PMOs are more common. So there's a lot of changes that have happened over the past decade. And so hopefully this book makes things more relevant to today's practice.
So Joe, you got me hooked. Yeah, you got me hooked, and I want to buy the book. How can I do so, and where can I do it?
Okay, so the book is available at the Routledge website and also on Amazon. And we'll put links in the comments below on where to get the books. So we're excited to have the book finally available, and we encourage anyone, please, if you have any questions about the book before you buy, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And please check out the book. There is more information available on the Routledge website. There's the full table of contents and some bios from the authors. So please take a look.